Linda. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I am well.
Good.
Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you making the time. Last time when we were together, we made a Smarty goal. It was a specific goal that, and I believe. Do you remember what your SMART goal was?
To do the front page of the staff handbook, that all the headings.
Right. So
Table of contents.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of that big word.
And there was, I thought, one more.
To do two of the, put the words underneath the table of contents.
Right.
On two of the sections.
Right. And I would just like to say at this moment, we're kind of talking about, in my observation that I did of you, measurement.
Mm-hmm.
So we were going to meet for once a week. You did it. You made the whole thing.
You inspired me. What can I say?
So you made the table of contents. You wrote each section out underneath. Right. How did that feel?
It felt really good, and I want to say the information you got to me from the other people's handbooks, the stuff from the licensing that you got off the internet, and the notes that we've been taking on and off, trying to compile all those and put them together. I couldn't have done it without all that, so thank you for all your help.
Great, I'm glad to hear that. One of the things that when I was reading it and looking at, thinking about some of the questions, no, let me say it this way. A piece that I was wondering for clarity for my own self was, there's a part that says if you're part-time, blah, blah, if you're full-time, blah, blah. I would like to know what constitutes full-time or part-time.
Good question. I think in my head, it's sort of like I'm thinking like what DSHS says for a kid. Full-time under 5 hours, part-time under 5 hours, full-time over 5 hours.
Sure, that makes sense.
But when you think of time working, it would be 4 and 8 hours.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So I guess we'll just have to talk about it and decide.
Gotcha. All right.
And then let them know. Yeah. And put it in the hand. Let me make a note of that.
Okay.
Put in handbook.
Excuse me.
Okay.
One thing that you shared with me about working on this is that you compiled, this document that you found that you worked off of is 30 years in the making. It was old handbook for staff that you had. And with the new laws that we have to adhere to nowadays, the notes that you had made on all of the book, how has it gone? I guess what I'm curious about is, tell me about, was there nostalgia in it? Was there, oh gosh, dread?
Yeah, a little bit of both. But mainly it was how much things have changed.
Ah.
And we did a pretty good job 30 years ago writing that book. But a lot of laws have changed. And it kind of took me like a walk down a 30-year memory lane. And that was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell me? Does something stick out?
That's different?
Yeah.
The one thing I thought was so funny, it's where you can smoke. Yeah. We hadn't even addressed smoking in the handbook. Oh yeah, people still do that. So that was one of them. And I had to add the word vaping, which wasn't even a word.
Right.
I'm still not exactly sure what it means, but I know it has to do with smoking. So that was like one of the really big ones. And where to park. Because when we wrote the handbook before, we were in a different facility, and we don't have head-in parking anymore.
But that's a good point. Where do they park, right?
Somewhere in the neighborhood.
Oh, excuse me. Let's see. Kind of talked about that. The other thing I was really wondering is, let's see. Sorry, my notes are not in order here. Tell me your, let's see. Oh, so first off, I'd like to say thank you for redoing this with me. I apologize that my tech isn't up to date. But can you tell me where the documents are now? Your plan was to get them in the hands of your new employees. That was a goal we were going to meet, I think, like around March 1st or something.
Yes, but we've done it. We had a staff meeting, and the employees, we went over it with the employees. And after the fact, I realized there was a whole section I forgot to put in it about firing offenses.
Oh.
And that's probably really important. So I need to rework that part and get that in. And I'm trying to think. I checked with the employees to get their feedback.
Oh.
And they said from several of them had never had a staff handbook of any kind in any job they'd had, but they're very young. But they thought it was just fine from their lack of experience.
Sure. I recall one thing that we did talk about, speaking of like proofreading or getting more input from other folks, was we talked about something about like parents. Other.
And our friend Connie. No, she comes here once a month.
Oh,
Colleen.
yeah.
Maybe if Colleen wouldn't mind taking a quick look at
Great
it.
idea. Yeah.
Maybe she'd have some. I'm sure she's seen them. Well, I'm not sure, but I would think. Anyway, I really trust her input.
I'm curious. What would you hope to gain from these different insights?
A better book, truly, and to make sure that we've covered all the spots, dotted the I's and crossed the T's. You can always get better,
Sure, absolutely.
and that's my hope. I think everything we do is a work in progress, because the state will change the rules.
True. That's true. Well, I just congratulations again. I'm so glad that you got the book done.
It came out really good timing. It was
did.
great timing, Coach. It came out just when we really needed it, or that it was. I think it's really going to help our staff and our relationship with the staff. They know what's expected and what's not expected, and I think clarity is a good thing, and
Absolutely.
I think that's important.
Absolutely.
Wish we'd have done it a long time ago.
Yeah.
Of course, we haven't had that much staff, but still.
Well, thank you so much again, and congratulations.
We got 2 more.
No, we don't have. I can do it in 8 minutes.
Oh,
Bye.
okay. Well.